Hey there, Ada the analyst here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We will be focusing on the if function along with the and or functions to solve complex problems and make your spreadsheets even more powerful. If you are ready to level up your Excel game, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. The if function is an essential tool for making decisions in Excel. It allows you to perform different calculations based on a condition. So here is the syntax. If we enter equal to if, we get Excel shows us the syntax. That is to say, we have the logical test, the value if true, and the value if false. So in our example, we have a data set of product sales, right? And their rating. So we want to identify the product that exceeded a certain sales threshold. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to first identify where our sales is residing. That I think that will be in column E. Okay, we have sales on column E. So we want to now check which of these exceeds a particular or a set sales threshold, and we are going to use about, say, let's say $10,000 here as our threshold. Okay, so sales is in E, right? We'll say if E, E2, we're starting from E2 is greater than or equal to 10,000. Then what is the value if true? If true, we will say high sales. If that condition is met, we will say high sales. So I'm going to open quote and I'll write high sales and close quote. What about the value if false? We will say low sales. So I'm open a quote, I'll say low sales, and I close quote, then I close the bracket. So let's look at the syntax again. The logical test will be if the sales in A2 is greater than or equal to 10,000, and the value if true will be high sales. Then the value if false will be low sales. Okay, we go ahead and hit enter. You see that sales on A2 is $1,600. It's not up to our logical test, which is 10,000 equal to or greater than $10,000. So that is why it is false. And so the value if false in this case will be low sales. We can go ahead and autofill this formula across. And we find out that where it says high sales means that a logical test is true, because you look at the sales, in this case, is over $10,000. All right, that is it for the if function. Combining if with and. In this case, sometimes you need to evaluate multiple conditions simultaneously. That is where the and function comes in handy. It returns true if all conditions are true. But we want to make sure that we can determine what true means or what false mean. That is why we have to combine the if with the and function. Okay, so ordinarily, this is how the and function will be. Ordinarily, we say equal to and, we open the bracket. So we have the logical test 1 and the logical test 2. So now, in this case, you see that our heading is a sales threshold. That is sales and rating. We want to use the sales as well as the ratings as conditions. So our sales is in E2. We'll say and E2 greater than or equal to 10,000 as we did earlier, comma. We'll go to rating now. We'll say rating is in D, right? We'll say D2 greater than. We want to say if the rating is greater than or equal to 3, it should be considered as a high rating, or we should use 4. Yeah. Okay, let's use 4. Greater than or equal to 4. Okay, so we have these two conditions now. If we go ahead and hit enter, we are going to have false. False in the sense that, remember we said and means that the two conditions, the two logical tests we have provided must be true for it to be true. Why we need to add if to this is so that we can determine what true is and what false is, instead of it to return true or false for us. Let me autofill this and you are going to see. You see here, we have this condition here. Here, the rating is greater than 4 and the sales is greater than 10,000. In this case, where we have sales greater than 10,000, we have rating less than 4. Okay, so that is why we have false here. So, but instead of having this output, we can determine what the output will be by including if in this formula, that is combining if with and. I'll take this off. All right. So let's begin again. So we'll say equal to, we are going to add if first, if, open the bracket, then we go ahead and say and, open another bracket or parentheses. We put in the logic now. The logic for the and that we used earlier was that E2 is greater than or equal to 10,000, comma, D2, yeah, D2 is greater than or equal to 4. We have satisfied that. Those are two conditions. We'll say comma now. Now we want to say what is the value if true. If true, we'll say high sales and high rating. If true, we'll say high sales and high rating. So I'll say high sales and high rating. I close the quote. What about the value if false? I will say not high sales or rating. Open the quote, not high sales or rating. I close the quote, I close my brackets, and I hit enter. So we have here, instead of saying false as it was earlier, we see it. It can tell us not high sales or high rating. Okay, because look at this here. We have the sales is not high, 1,600, and the rating is not high either. So I can autofill this, and we have our results. We have high sales and high rating where two conditions are met. Okay, that is it for using if and and. So what about or? So like we did earlier, I will try the or alone, and you see what we get. Then we go ahead and combine if with or. All right. So now the or function returns true if any of the conditions are true. That is, if any of the conditions provided are true, the or functions return true. So we are going to do it using or alone. Then we will now do or, combine or and if. So let's do it this way. We'll say equal to or, open the bracket, the same two logics that we've used earlier. I'll say E2, which is sales, greater than or equal to 10,000, comma, the second logic, D2, which is rating, is greater than or equal to 4, and I close it. I'll say enter. It is saying false because neither of the conditions is true. The rating here is less than 4. The sales here is less than 10,000. Let us take these across and see. Okay, here we have true. We have true, right? The rate, because one of the conditions is met. So we have the sales is greater than 10,000, but the rating is less than 4. So it still is saying true. Remember, we said if any of the condition is met, it returns true. So let us tell Excel what to return for true if the value is true, rather than just writing true, and what to return for false rather than just writing false. Okay. So now we'll combine this. We'll say equals to if, open bracket. Now we have or, open another bracket. So we enter the logic again as we did. E2, which is sales, is greater than or equal to 10,000, which is our threshold, comma, D2, which is rating, is greater than or equal to 4. We close this and say, comma. Now, what is the value to be returned if true? The value to be returned if true will be high sales or high rating. So we say high sales or high rating. We close the quote and say, comma. What about the value if false? Open quote. We'll say neither high sales nor high rating. Neither high sales or high rating. We close the quote, we close our bracket and hit enter. So here we have neither high sales or high rating because that didn't meet our criteria. So we'll go ahead and autofill it. Okay. Here we have high sales or high rating. And there you have it. You have learned how to use the if function in combination with and or to make complex decisions and perform advanced data analytics in Excel. These skills will be incredibly valuable in your profession and personal spreadsheet tasks. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe for more Excel tips and data analysis tutorials. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.